Well, it's Bill here, and here's my thoughts on a 5-4 win for the Leafs in overtime over the Boston Bruins. I have no idea what I have just watched. I've watched some of the worst hockey, best hockey, horrible plays, best plays, all in a 60-minute game. This thing had more plot twists than Sons of Anarchy. I don't even know where to start. The Leafs won. I don't know how they did it. I have no idea how they did it. Well, I watched it, and I'm still struggling to figure out how this happened. So let me get into the game. You start off 30 seconds into the game, and Jake McCabe decides he's going to be his Jake Bobby Orr McCabe tonight. And he's sitting there looking. I don't know what he's doing. And David Pasternak's going for a skate. And then I don't know how you dive and the puck goes underneath you. And then you by the dive by Jakey Bobby Orr McCabe, Tanev's thrown off on it. It goes between his legs to Pasternak in 30 seconds into this game. It is 1-0 on a Pasternak breakaway. And now, again, I'm thinking, that's not your start you wanted, but 30 seconds in, what are you going to do? And Stolarz has to stand on his head and make save after save. And all of a sudden, penalties coming out. What were the penalties? 2 for 6, the Bruins. 6 penalties. And it started off with I don't know. There was too many men on the ice for Boston Bruins. That was pretty evident with, when you got 6 guys sitting in your zone. It's kind of an evident too many men. But then there was a Matthew Nyes penalty that was, it had a stink to it, if you ask me. But on that power play, again, Brad Marchand bangs it home. Went off Jake McCabe's face. Bobby Orr had a tough night, man. A tough night for Bobby Orr tonight. Bobby McCabe, Bobby. It was a bad game. This one, what are you going to do? The puck goes up, hits him in the face, comes down. Or actually, Stolarz had to make the save, and then Marchand bangs it home. And at that point, there was 2 power plays. There was one for the Leafs, where the Leafs were in the zone at the end of the period, and there was this penalty. So let's talk about the penalty against the Leafs, and why I was losing my ever-loving mind. I'm really sick and tired of David Kampf. I don't know what he does. I'll tell you, I was pretty sick of Pontus Holmberg up until about 30 seconds left in that game. But David Kampf, so they're battling for the puck. Stolarz makes a save during the power play. And the Leafs were knocked on their ass. David Kampf gets knocked onto the goal. Boston Bruins just came in and knocked everyone down. And the Leafs had no response. Nada. Zero. Tanana. Nothing. Stolarz had to basically shimmy his way. I don't know what he was doing, but he was trying to shimmy his way into the corner. Because no one was taking any guys out front of the net. It was an embarrassment. I think it was Kampf and Holmberg on the. I was pretty livid at that point. I'll be honest with you, very livid. And then you watch the Leafs. Then they get the power play. There was a call on. It was a bad call too, man. John Beecher for holding, bad call. And the Leafs are in front of the net. Then they go to the net. Was it? Bobby McMahon goes to the net, and it is the Bruins defense. It's like, you get the hell out of here, which is the exact opposite of what I saw on the Leafs side. I saw the Bruins just go nuts. Their defensemen are throwing guys out of there. And I'm thinking, oh, here we go. The soft Toronto Maple Leafs back to normal against the Boston Bruins are just going to kick their butts. And then there was an amazing save at the end of that first period by Stolarz. 2 saves. I think it was off Geekie. Oh, and it was just a horrible mistake. It was passes. And then they start the second period. You got Mitchie Boitano doing back passes that lead to breakaways. You got Jonathan throwing the puck around like a madman to the wrong team. We got a power play, hits a skate, and they're going for a breakaway. This is going to be a long, long game. And then there was another power play, and this time I believe it was Mini Domi, 2 minutes for being an idiot. Was it his penalty? No, it wasn't his penalty. It was Jake McCabe penalty for interference in front of the net. And I don't know. So Tanev's out of the game at this point. I don't know what Tanev's. That's a big loss. That's a huge loss. We lost Tanev. Jake McCabe is playing like Bobby McCabe. So basically, Jake McCabe was responsible or very involved in all 4 of the Bruins' goals tonight. Because the one, I don't know what he was doing. He fell asleep, Pasternak. The second one hits him in the face, and then he's covering his face while Marchand's banging it home. And the third one, he takes a penalty, which leads to a goal. And the fourth one, we'll get into that in just a sec. And I don't know what Simon Benoit or any of the... That's just not how you draw up a penalty kill, by putting 3 players beside each other. It was tic-tac, boom, big save Stolarz, out to Geeky, bang, 3-0. Call it a day. You're halfway through the game. It's 3-0. We're done. At least that's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe I'd go get some sleep. I'm still not feeling that great. But I'm just going to go to bed. Maybe I'll record the game and I'll see it in the morning. And not shortly, just before I was about to execute that plan. Because I thought the Leafs were just getting outplayed all night. Morgan Rielly scores on, again, I'm going to focus on Nick Robertson because I know I've been tough on the man. But he had a game tonight. Nick Robertson had a game. And really, this goal was kind of led by him. It was a horrible pass. The wind draw, bad pass by Morgan, really, over to Larson, who couldn't get much on it because it was just not a good pass. But Nyes goes and gets the puck. At that point, he had switched down to the third line, passes it over to Rielly, and Robertson goes to the net, puts the defenseman and water spoon in the wrong spot. Boom, goes off him into the net, 3-1. Okay, at that point, I did have visions. I know I'm sick, so I'm getting a lot of visions, but I had visions of the Montreal game where the Leafs made the comeback. The Leafs this year have made comebacks. In years previously, this is a difference between this year. In years previously, they weren't very good at it. This year, I'm trying to. I think they've given up the goal, or when they give up the first goal, they tend not to. There might be even 500, or usually they're way less than 500, but they're pretty close in the game. So I thought, okay, I'll watch it, and I did see the pace started to favor the Leafs at the end of that period, and they ended up getting a power play. It was a bad call too that was a good call. That was on Wallstrom for the high stick. Okay, let's see what's happening. That power play at the end of the period was terrible. Again, I don't think they had a lot of time because there was a penalty to Matthew Nyes that it was overlapped it or whatever it was. But okay, you're going to start off the second period or third period on the power play. Okay, sure, you're down 3-1. Okay, I'm excited. Well, I'll watch the intermission. We'll get into there. Leafs haven't played good. You pop it on the power play, and who knows from there, right? This is what I mean about this. It's like Dr. Jekyll, or was it Mr. Hyde? It's craziness. I watched the Leafs start off on this power play, and I'm already sick to my stomach. My stomach is a disaster. I watched the Leafs 2 times in a row do the same stupid entry into the zone, and I watched Johnny hand the puck over to the Boston Bruins twice in a row. I said, for the love of Pete, you got, 15 seconds or whatever was left. Don't do that again. And they did it again. They went to Johnny Tay, who made a horrible pass, but Matthews made a diving play to intercept from Marchand. See, the puck that John Tavares had thrown was another pizza pie to the other team. And because Matthews goes in and Marchand and him take each other out, the puck goes to Marner. And then Mitchie Boitano, who all game was doing the stupid, silly, backhand pass, rips it home for a 3-2 game. Let me explain how this play worked out and how I'm screaming at the TV because they did the same damn play to Johnny T on the boards. It's the worst play ever. Because Johnny T can't handle the puck on the boards. He gives the puck away. Watch the game, for God's sakes, and watch every time they gave it to him. And that play that they scored on was a horrible play by Johnny T. But Matthews made the extra effort and took out Marchand, or Marchand and him took each other out, and let the puck go to Marner, and Marner did the rest. 3-2 on what you... Johnny T gets an assist for a horrible play. This is what this game was about tonight. Losing my mind. 3-2. Okay. And then Morgan Riley with a pass to Nick Robertson, and he rips that home. And it's not even halfway through the third period, and the game is tied. And I'm into this game because the Leafs are dominating the third period. They stunk. The Leafs stunk for a good half of that game. And all of a sudden, the game is tied 3-3. And I'm starting to figure out why Boston's not in a playoff spot here. By the way, Robertson, that's a rip job. 11 goals. I know I've been tough on him. He's horrible in the defensive zone. But he was the... Stolarz was good. Marner after in the third period and beyond was fantastic. But I think Robertson overall in this game was one of the better players. Crazy, I don't know. And when he made it 3-3, and then the Leafs had the momentum. The puck was in their end. They were driving the play, and then Jakey, Bobby, or McCabe came to play. What a stupid move. I'm going back through that play. Now, again, he sees Johnny Tay, so he's probably going, oh, crap, I can't give him the puck because nothing good's going to happen from giving it to him in our own end. So he hangs on to it too much, and then I don't know what he was doing. He passed it back. In your own end, you pass it back right on the Pasternak's stick. If you're going to give it to anyone, the Leaf killer is the guy you give it to. And he just walks out front. He waltzes out front, and no one, well, because I think they were trying to break out of the zone, and he roof jobs it 4-3, and at that point, what was it, 9 minutes left. I'm like, oh, that's a backbreaker. The Leafs they came back from 3-0, tied it 3-3, and then you make a horrible play, and it's in the back of your net, 4-3. I'm thinking, oh, God. And at that point, there was a bit of a dip for the Leafs. The Leafs dipped. Obviously thinking, okay, what do we do now? We're down 3-0. And then Pontus home. So there were so many things I was calling Pontus Holmberg in this game. Like, putting Pontus Holmberg on the second line is like bringing Precious to a hide-and-seek contest. It doesn't make sense. You're not going to win. Pontus Holmberg, every time he got the puck in and out, Nylander gave him the puck, Tavares gave him the puck. He did the wrong thing with the puck the entire game. He was pushed off the puck like nobody's business. He couldn't hold on to the boards. He lost every board battle. Everything. I was thinking at the time, why do you have Pontus Holmberg and David Kampf on your team? Because they're smart? Well, great, they're smart. They get pushed around. And then I watched Pontus Holmberg. I don't know what he did all night. He just frustrated. I was screaming at him. And then he makes a play. Like, this is what I'm talking. This game's crazy. Because the Leafs put all their best players on, couldn't get the goalie out of the net because they were doing little nonsense plays with the puck. Couldn't get any speed. I wonder why. Johnny Tay! They couldn't get anything going. And so there was no timeout. Thank God there was no whistle, because they would have called the timeout and they would have rolled those same players back out. They had no more players. So they threw on. It was Robertson. Who else? Riley, I guess. I'm trying to think who else was on the ice. Well, Larson was on the ice because he got an assist. And they threw it in. And Pontus Holmberg. Now, Robertson did a lot of the good work here to get the puck. He kicks it from his skate and pops it, roof daddies it into the net for 4-4 tie. I thought the man was direct. He had no offensive talent. Like I said, bringing Precious to a hide-and-seek contest. It ain't going to work. He scored 3 goals in the games before. 2 were into an open net, and 1 was because the other team scored it on themselves. And then he does a play, like, kick the puck to his stick and roof daddy it. Oh, my God. As I said, this game was mental. This game was insane. At that point, I thought, I liked our chances in overtime. But if you would ask me, the goal was scored at 46 seconds left. If you asked me 47 seconds left in that game, what I thought of Pontus Holmberg, I told you. And then the guy goes out and does that. He does like an amazing play. What next? Johnny T's going to get up to 20 kilometers an hour skating? Will wonders ever cease? And then we go into overtime. No Nylander. And you see Nylander. Now he's holding his wrist. Okay, so in this game, it looks like we've lost Tanev and Nylander. Plot twists. And the puck and Mitchie Boitano 3-on-3 has to be one of the best players in the league because he was dynamite. He made a play. Then he did a stick to the... Unfortunately, he gave it to Johnny T. But if he made the play like Matthews, that was an amazing play where he dropped it and kicked it over to him. And then he got the puck back. That's the only reason he got the puck back is Johnny T didn't know what to do with it. Oh, I'm seeing Johnny T on a 3-on-3. I'm like, no. Draw in the zone. And then, what was that? Was it Lori was the defenseman for the Bruins? This guy goes friggin', what was his name? Yeah, Lori. He goes, makes a hell of a move, cuts it to the net. Stolarz makes the save. I don't know how he made the save. He gets run over. Then the puck is bouncing around. And you go bang, bang. And Matthews knocks it out of the air to Mitchie Boitano, who's on the breakaway. A little how she going. This one works. 5-4 Leafs. I don't know what to say. Down 3-0. How many times? I would love to know the amount of times the Leafs have come back this year. This is different. Here's what's different about this team. Here's what I think is different about this team. You have credible goaltending. Stolarz, again, his save percentage is probably under 100, but he made some in that first half of the game. If it wasn't for Stolarz, this game's like 5-6-0. So you got that. But you got, the pucks just seem to be, like Jake McCabe was responsible for 4 goals tonight. Like he directly or indirectly responsible for all 4. Bobby Orr, McCabe. He had a horrible game. We lost Tanev early. Looks like we've lost Nylander. I don't know. Steves, did he even see the ice? He saw 5 minutes of it. Tanev only saw 49 seconds. 5 minutes, Steve. So Nick Robertson plays 12 minutes. Morgan Reilly. I'm going to give you Morgan Reilly's game tonight. 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points. +3. Shots on net, 2. 27 minutes. Didn't throw a hit. Who cares if you're doing that? I thought Reilly was horrible for the first part of this game. And then he does this. Plot twists. An enjoyable game. I'm hoping I came off positive, even though I wasn't positive on a whole bunch of these players. But the Leafs there's something. This is what they do. They bring the hope up. They get the hope going. But a game like this, against Boston in Boston, down 3-0, and you come back and you win it 5-4 in overtime. And you didn't play for the first half of this game. There was maybe a couple players showed up. You had horrible penalties. You did everything potentially wrong in the first half of this game and still somehow find a way to win. There's got to be something in that, doesn't there? Now, Mitchie, 3-on-3 overtimes. Maybe in playoffs, can we do 3-on-3 overtimes, put Mitchie on there? Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. yeah, I got to do the video. Like, as I said, watching a game in Boston is going to give me enough energy to get through this. I will talk to you Friday. Cheers.